And I know it comes with the territory. I'm not mistakenly wearing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate how I look. The job pays me more if I put these clothes on. I don't hate these particular clothes. I don't hate how I look. Fuck it, I'll make the extra money. I know what this is. That also doesn't mean that I sit there at my job talking shit about y'all on the internet when I'm on stage.
Right.
Blunt. This is
you have spent enough time, like, or a good amount of time rolling up your J.
Yeah.
It looks like a jacket. Your J looks like a jacket. It looks like a chef's apron.
Pastry?
No, apron.
This?
Yeah, it does. The other one was up too. Yeah. The other side of it was up because it looked like a little apron.
And then fucked up, I knew what you're talking about. Yeah, like I can see it.
Wait, how long did it take you to come up with your rolling style?
The day I conceived it, because I realized there was a flaw with how I was rolling it, like how you just get taught to roll it, because the bits of weed kept coming through the mouthpiece.
Oh.
And then I was like, this needs like blockage, but not complete blockage. And then I just figured it out.
Does anyone have a similar rolling style?
They usually use a mouthpiece or something like that, like a filter. They'll probably like break up. So I've seen this, which makes no sense, and it wastes time, and it creates a weird flavor in the smoke. People would tear off pieces of the cardboard to make a filter, like in the yeah, you know what I mean, and just shove a rounded shape in there, and it don't really do shit for what they're trying to do. Yeah. Plus, then you're smoking past cardboard. It's like I don't get it. Point.
That's so gross.
I know, but people, that's what I'm saying. So people would just do shit.
People also just don't care about their lungs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying too. So like, if there's any tobacco in this, what's the point?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I agree.
Not even a judging cigarette smokers, because I did that shit. I understand when you're smoking cigarettes, your brain thinks you need to smoke more cigarettes, so you keep doing that shit. So, like, no, this shit's awful, too. Like, cigarette smokers know this shit's bad. They know the shit doesn't feel good or anything. But then, like, you get to a point in your day where you're like, it's 2 o'clock, I can't.
But the fact that some people go through packs of cigarettes
a
day. Did you even finish any of your cigarettes? I feel like folks have so many buds just chilling.
So here's the problem, Toni. You see how I smoke the J's, right?
Yeah.
To the end. I would ask Olivia if you ever meet Olivia. She knows. She did it with me. We know. Take the unfinished butts of other people's cigarettes out the ashtray and finish them.
No.
This is during like some of my most stressed time. Yes, like fully like.
First off, that's gross.
Toni, I have found a pack of cigarettes on the street in Massachusetts, Braintree, Massachusetts, walking past a gas station that had gotten squashed, and I could tell a little bit of rain on it. Took that fucking pack of cigarettes home. I didn't even reach my yard before I started smoking it. Just unsquished them with my hand, tried to roll them back into like a cylindrical shape, lit them enough times until they would light.
You sounded like you had issues, yo.
Yeah, it's when you're a cigarette smoker too, like baseline, I could have just drank more water, went to sleep, exercise, something like that. Would have been better off. But when you're a cigarette smoker, you're like, but I don't got no money and I want these fucking cigarettes.
How do you get to a point where you want that many cigarettes though? Is it stress? Because there are a lot of folks.
You just have to be stressed out enough and don't have another option. That's it. Let me keep this on for 2 seconds.
So did you feel like it relaxed you?
I know, but I just like a little bit of transition to cool air before we start smoking this and that. Oh, yeah, so it's really just stress. If you don't have any other like stress removal options, no other chemicals, no other habits.
But you can be so filled with joy and be a smoker. Does it at some point then become just a social thing? Oh, you're smoking, I'll smoke too. Or does it become a habitual thing? I'm going to therapy. I am enjoying. You're so stupid. I am liking where I am in my career right now, and then I'm just going to do it because I'm so used to doing it. So let me pull out this cigarette.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Yes.
Sort of, kind of like.
It could be habit, and like TV shows can trigger you.
Was someone else smoking on the
motherfucker doesn't even require to actually smoke a cigarette. Doesn't even get to the point where they smoke a cigarette. They could just be at a gas station. And the gas station kind of looks like the gas station you buy your cigarettes from.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
The triggers are, and what's cool to know about it is that literally you have companies who are employing scientists to increase this amount of dependency.
Right.
So it isn't just one version of a trigger, but multiple fields of triggers that could set you up to buy another pack of cigarettes.
Especially because folks are finally trying to. I feel like there's more of a message to try to quit now.
Exactly. That's why we
it's not even cute anymore.
I don't remember which one. But that's why we had one of those cigarette companies go on to like lean into the vape pens as a way to get off cigarettes.
Yeah.
Tagline. They started saying that shit themselves while they're making the vape pens, so they could still just have you buy their products anyway. See what I'm saying? So like even they could tell like, oh, people are trying to quit real aggressively lately. So let's just give them another obstacle, but make it seem like we're on the side. Like regular shit.
Dang.
Regular shit for them. Yeah, so it's like very easy, I understand, to be a cigarette smoker. I understand.
How did you quit?
I literally just said I just chose to. I had to. And I had like tried to quit before and then didn't continue quitting.
Yeah.
But then I had started working at New York Sports Club and was like, I just don't want to go into the gym smelling like cigarettes and then setting off other people who are probably trying to quit smoking cigarettes.
That's very nice of you.
But like, because I didn't want to be triggered, so I got it.
Yeah. I
understand.
understand.
Like, let me just not do that while I'm claiming that I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah. You know that we've all judged personal trainers who smoke. I feel like, well, at least I have. And I think that you can be a personal trainer and look so many different types of ways. You don't have to be small and lean and muscular or whatever. And to that, personal trainers know what their goals are. I feel like, I can see a personal trainer eating a pizza and not think any judgment. But the second I am in the presence of a personal trainer who's smoking, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely judging you.
For me, it's not smoking cigarettes, but I do have those things as well. And I get what you're saying. That like, hey, you should not be doing this.
Oh, okay.
The smoking cigarettes, I become like just empathetic based on my own ego of like, well, maybe your life is fucking miserable right now. Because again, nobody's smoking cigarettes because they actually think the cigarettes are doing good things for them.
Are you sure?
None of them. Maybe you find the people who are like
the ignorant,
lipping tobacco and shit like that. You know what I mean? But nobody. Yeah, maybe those people because they just don't give a fuck. They know that's just gonna ruin their gums and everything, and they just don't care.
It can cut you.
It can do It can burn you. It can do horrendous shit to your body. But that's what they're in for. Again, my point is that they're not doing it because they think it's genuinely doing good things for them. They might feel like they need it, but cigarette smokers do not believe that cigarette smoke is an added benefit to their day. Ain't that shit crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me think about different cultures where smoking is, when you think of these cultures, you think of smokers. For me, when I think of Parisian culture, I think of folks who smoke often. When I think of United Kingdom culture,
like
I think of folks
who smoke. Are the hugest thing.
I think
in the UK.
Japanese culture, they smoke a lot. Korean culture. So I'm like, what is it? Are y'all stressed? Is it because in Paris they look like they chilling, right? Like,
well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've heard from more than one source that there is also like a sexual or romantic nuance, or like a mysteriously attractive nuance to a cigarette smoker still.
Oh my god! Oh,
this
is someone else looking at a cigarette smoker
in France. I'm saying the French people, not just Parisians. Although I know that people like to make the distinction. If they're from
I
there,
feel that.
You know what I mean? They like New Yorkers and shit. I've heard from more than one French Parisian person that it just still feels cool.
They think it looks sexy?
They still think that.
I knew it had to be aesthetics. I figured that.
Yeah.
Because in France, it does seem like they're beautiful people, and the language is a romantic language. So I feel like they're probably looking at so many different aspects of a person. And maybe maybe there was a time where cigarettes were the thing that if you had money, you could afford, or whatever it is.
Status.
So maybe it had to do with status. And like these things kind of carry on as the years go by. But I see it a lot in London culture as well, or a UK culture as well.
No, but that was actually a good distinction, because London is not England.
Right.
And England is not the UK.
Right.
So London has a harshness to it. Famously and historically, London has a harshness to it that really gives it the name of city.
And they start smoking super young.
A lot of things start young in England. Like, not for nothing, but a standard grade, I'll hear a 5-year-old say this curse word, is cunt.
Wow.
Yeah. And in a way that, like,
wow,
not outstanding. That did not even give a blip on my radar in the day, because that's just a funny word that people say all over here. Like, there's, yeah.
Ooh.
And if you come from a house that doesn't allow cursing or anything like that, cool, understood. Now that means to me, not even gonna lie, you're in London and your house doesn't allow any cursing, you're probably Sikh or Muslim or something like that. And then even then, what little boys go outside, have friends, still do that anyway.
That is insane.
Girls, I don't know, haven't been one, but probably still go outside, have friends, do it anyway.
That is crazy. 5 years old, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think culturally, everywhere, the reason why smoking is popular in those countries has to do with just different reasons. But when we look at America, I feel like in America, smoking is not as common as it used to be. And in this culture, we talk about it often. I don't think I can get through a week of saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And someone's like, "I'm tired."
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely think our reason is stress.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak on Japan. I can't speak on anywhere, frankly, because I'm not from those places, but I can definitely attest to the fact that we are desperately seeking outlets to eliminate stress, whether that is the Calm app that you can purchase through your app store, whether it is finally investing in a therapist, whether it is eating, whether it's exercising or whatever. I feel like we are trying so hard to survive in this country mentally that I can absolutely understand. And I guess I can empathize. I will never support smoking, but I can absolutely empathize. If you're telling me that a lot of folks, that you, Tajay, smoked so much because you were under so much stress at one point in your life, that was one of the only ways that I guess you could fathom
legally, because you could have
fathom eliminating that.
Yeah, that would have had their own dangers to it too. And smoking was the most regular legal thing that I could do.
Damn.
That didn't directly cause somebody else a direct harm. But again, just I'm a psycho. I know for a fact that secondhand smoke can contain more of the negative chemicals than firsthand smoke can from cigarette smoking. So I get self-loathing walking by someone who has a small child while I'm smoking a cigarette. Even if I know to move the cigarette away from the child and everything, I still get personally down talking about myself while I'm smoking the cigarette that I'm using to try to de-stress. So then I start down talking about the fact that I am smoking the cigarette in the first place, but can't put it down. So with all of that specific personal experience, then when there's someone who's like a doctor or a trainer or something like that that's smoking cigarettes, I'm not so anti them in that moment, because I go to this like, well, maybe honestly you're just as bad as I was in 2014 in this location at that place. And then I give them the mulligan. What I can't stand there is them being judgmental of somebody else who has the same thing feeling different. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like we're all judging each other for whatever fucking thing. And what we were talking about, we wanted to talk about today, was with Chloe Bailey.
Yeah.
And folks judging her for showing too much skin.
Literally living.
Those are the words. Right. Literally living, because obviously there are parameters to the way we live, because people feel like they should dictate the way folks live. So, Chloe is a part of the musical duo. Chloe and Halle, they rose to fame by starting a YouTube account, and they were singing covers, mainly Beyonce covers. Beyonce discovered them, quote unquote, discovered them, even though they were,
already established.
Yeah, they were established on YouTube. They started really young, at like 5 or 6 or something.
She got in touch with them.
So yes, Beyonce became their mentor, and that's how we started to know who Chloe and Halle were.
As larger artists.
Right. And then they eventually started making their music, which is really, really good music. They're actual musicians. I feel like there's definitely the need for a distinction there. Mm-hmm. They create their own music. Mm-hmm. They produce their own music, very similar to Billie Eilish and her brother, Phineas. So they eventually decided to create separate Instagram accounts because they are their own women. They're independent women, and they had a joint account for a long time called Chloe and Halle, which is still something that you can follow. So Chloe and Halle, they absolutely have autonomy over what they post, right? They have autonomy over their bodies and the choices and decisions that they make with their bodies. And anyone would argue that Chloe's content is definitely more... I don't know the word I'm looking for.
You might be looking for risque.
Sure. Let's go there. I think that's a good word.
But that's from my understanding of what like burlesque has done for the community of people who don't think we should be prudes about sex. Even if I'm not having sex with you. You know what I mean? So they're about controlling your own body, being as sexual as you want to be at any given time. Mm-hmm. And usually that is done through the amount of clothing that you control about yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's what risque kind of entails. Risque is that area of might have a sexual element about me. Mm. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to have sex with you.
For sure.
And if you're attracted to me, that's entirely your attraction to me.
Yeah. So on her page, she posts a lot of pictures and videos where she is showing thighs, booty, arms, shoulders, just skin. And she's definitely received some backlash, but fortunately, the community at large, especially the Black community, stands for her, supports her. Good. I'm pretty sure half the folks who are talking negatively wish they could be her, wish they could accept their bodies the way that she does. She was on live and someone asked her why she shows so much skin, and she basically said, because I'm proud of my body and you should be too. So obviously, those negative comments are coming from folks who are just projecting their own insecurities onto her. But thankfully, she is super strong and continues. I feel like a lot of people would cower away and like take a break from social media or cover up. And she literally is doing the complete opposite. She is continuing to move forward and literally be who she wants to be, show as much skin as she wants to show. I think obviously we know that if you are blessed with curves, you're automatically subjected to being objectified. Mm-hmm. So I think, I'm proud of her. I like her. And her music is good. And she is sexy. She is hot. So that's on the folks.
I agree with you on that. You saw, I am confused still on to why. Like, it's just such a silly fucking thing. It's just such a weird, you literally can't win if you just so happen to be an existing woman
who was proud
in America
of how you look.
If you just happen to exist and you are a woman and you're like, let me be in the world, and then someone sees you, you have like high key 85+% chance that they're going to be an asshole towards you. just because you exist. And then let's say you have any other information about you that people could actually formulate opinions on. It's like so fucking weird, y'all.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Legit, people get mad at normalizing, with air quotes, being fat in America, the leading country of obesity and GMO food and food deserts. Have such poor food and poor food circumstance for people that we lead the world in being above medial weight, just above the middle of weight. And we're hating people for quote unquote normalizing fatness, saying that it would be okay to be seen if you weren't fat. Chloe is not fat, and it's still not okay to be seen because she wants the same thing that you don't want for the person who quote unquote is trying to normalize fatness, which is just to live in the fucking world.
Weird, isn't it?
Just I'm still trying. She's not even giving you something that you should really be able to argue with that she exists. But you're arguing that, and she's just saying, "Hey, yeah, yes, I do exist. I don't hate that I do. You should not hate that you exist.
Right.
That shouldn't be where we are with this conversation." So there's literally it was never about anyone's body shape.
And cover up for what, though? Cover up for what? For what? I think it is such an issue, especially when women are shaming other women for just being. And that's how you know it's jealousy.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's pettiness. It happens so much.
Because it's not like...
It happens so much.
She didn't go someplace butt-ass naked. You know what I'm saying? She literally was seen in an environment... Literally... Okay, then that's a detail that you could come up with an opinion about. Oh, don't do it in public. Okay, still her body. She didn't really offend anybody. Did she streak on people? Was this at a place? You know what I'm saying? Was she opening up a trench coat on people?
Yeah,
probably not. Right? Wouldn't really make any sense. Did she take a picture and put it on Instagram?
Ooh, and now we have an issue.
We have the term Instagram model for a reason.
Yeah.
It's just might
as well be naked. I've seen so many different things on Instagram.
So
the things that are reported are so stupid.
I know.
Because people are literally naked on Instagram and y'all don't say nothing because y'all are freaks.
Yeah.
And you just want to look at women's bodies.
And they're not
especially Black women's bodies.
They're not famous enough for you to hate.
Yeah, I feel that.
If they're distant enough, then it's just an object still, right?
There you go.
In the distance. I'm just looking at this object. They have no personality, no soul, no thought, no life. Might as well be computer graphics. Right? Exactly. I'm serious. It's completely detached from the idea that that's a human being.
Yeah. I don't know either. Wait, talk about Lizzo.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's just trying to also live. I mean, she obviously gets that the industry she's in feeds off of sexualizing women and will pay a woman millions of dollars to do the same thing that they would do in a long white gown, that they would do in thin black, include any other terminology there, thin black, anything else there. You could say thin black suits. And you've seen sexy suits before.
Right. And I feel like, with Chloe, folks are upset that she doesn't have enough clothes on. With Lizzo, people are upset that she doesn't have enough clothes on and that she's fat. And so she sits at that intersection, which hurts. She even admitted when she was on a live, she started crying because there's only so much badgering that you can take. And she said, I know it comes with the territory, but y'all are mean.
See what she said? I know it comes with the territory. I'm not mistakenly wearing this. I don't hate how I look. The job pays me more if I put these clothes on. I don't hate these particular clothes. I don't hate how I look. Fuck it, I'll make the extra money. I know what this is. That also doesn't mean that I sit there at my job talking shit about y'all on the internet when I'm on stage.
Right.
I don't get on my phone on the middle of a concert to start talking shit about y'all on your Instagram pages. I just I just don't do that part.
Right. But Lizzo also, she'll do stuff because it's a part of the concept for the music video and this will sell.
Yeah.
But she's also very unapologetic on her social media platforms.
Yeah.
She will literally sit at home and post a picture of her with her thighs all out and just in panties because she finds herself beautiful, period. And because she wants to post a photo, period.
Exactly.
And because we should be so grateful to be able to experience her beauty instead of shaming it.
But my thing is, find me the Lizzo comments where she's shitting on somebody's looks.
Oh no!
Just do it. Just fucking find me just some. Just find me some of the comments where she's going, "Oh my God, look at this raggedy bitch." So just find that one.
Yeah.
Find that one where she calls you all a skinny little twig or something like. Just find it. Just find it when Lizzo's doing that to y'all.
Yep. Well, let's talk about really quickly how your new job is going. Speaking of bodies and getting them right and tight.
I work at a new gym, and then life. It's got a lot of ups, and then it's got a couple of downs there. And,
True.
And I hope to get more clients in that area in the near future, especially because the area is filled with a lot of elderly people, and they usually want to do the most repair recovery work, and that's my shtiz.
Okay.
It's gonna get easier to honestly just have them refer me to other people they know who need help. Got it. Yeah, which is right in the neighborhood.
It happens a lot, like the word of mouth.
Yeah,
it's like the best. Do you have cards?
They will make me cards. They're gonna make me. I was gonna make cards, but then they're gonna have their logo and everything on there, how they like it.
Yeah.
It's just easier to have them do it.
You just want to have some cards, but it's gonna link to your personal number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep them cards.
My phone number with their email for me, and then
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wishing you the best.
I'll have a couple dozen here, and then the rest of the job.
Yeah. Okay. So now me.
Yes. Let's talk about the one that you left, and then the stuff that you got going on now.
Yes.
Okay. Go.
Okay. So I left School of Rock, and I left School of Rock about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I left School of Rock is because it was literally my time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I created and cultivated such beautiful relationships with my students as well as the other instructors there. One of the instructors, he's actually the musical director, became such a really good friend. I've gained so much respect from the owner and really enjoyed my time there. Just gave all of me, no matter how tired I was, no matter what was going on in life, really respected the job and loved music, obviously. And I think this was like the transition out of lockdown and everything. When lockdown happened, School of Rock continued. It wasn't like, okay, instructors take a break. It was like, all right, y'all, we still have lessons to be taught. So while everyone else was pretty much forced into this, time of rest and just being at home and not really working, I was still working and having to just navigate with these kids who were spending so much time online. So I eventually got really, really tired teaching 6 days a week at really weird hours. So then this year happened. We're finally back in person. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't really enjoy coming here. And I'm at this point in my life where I really have to continue to analyze where I am and reassess and figure out if I am happy wherever I am. And I just wasn't happy. And it had nothing to do with, oh, we don't like the kids. It wasn't that. It was time for me to transition. And I eventually started to think about why I joined the place anyway. I joined this place because it was a way for me to be surrounded by music multiple times a week. It was also a way for me to meet different people. And frankly, it was a way for me to see how a music business is run, knowing that I wanted to eventually open my own performing arts conservatory. The owner knew that. The musical director knew that. Everyone knew that. It wasn't like I wasn't there just to teach. So I was taking what I needed from the job. So then I was like, I think I'm ready to venture out and do this on my own. I don't think I'm enjoying in this anymore because I think it's time for me to move on. What was supposed to be a year turned into 2 years. And I was like, I gotta go. Like, it's time for me to be out. So I eventually made my transition out, gave them like a month notice. I remember crying on the last day. They like sent me out with cake and a song, and it was a surprise. So now it's just time for me to do my own thing. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still working at the JCC personal training, and then I have my own lessons just outside of that. And I still want to build up lessons. Like, I need to build up people who I know, right? If I want to start my business where I'm serving others, I need to start serving them now rather than waiting for the building. You know what I mean? So that is why I left School of Rock. It was time for me to transition into my own thing. I think also what hit me was sometimes watching my students being like 6 and 7, maybe 16, whatever, and them like wanting me to stay and me wanting to stay for them when their lives haven't even started yet. I was like, oh shoot, I'm contemplating staying at this place because I don't want to leave my cute little 7-year-old students. But damn, Toni, they're 7. You're 27. You need to live your life. You can't wait for them to graduate. You can't wait for them to get their music deal when you're not sitting there working on yours. Are you kidding? Yeah. So that was why.
Understandable.
Yes. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
That's a good reason. I mean, you have, fuck whether or not I think it's good, but I think it's a good reason to know when you have to transition. The flow is very important.
Right.
And I'm all about the water theme of life. And if you get stuck, you die. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. You don't want to be, and that's the worst one too, is to be spiritually dead. And even be like a college professor, and you're using your brain and you're teaching students, but you've been teaching that same class for 35 years. And wait, nobody's ever needed me to update this class in 35? I don't think that's how academia is supposed to work. Wait a second. Oh shit, I've been on autopilot for 35 years.
Yeah, right?
That's scary.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, oh, I know. But shit, if I give you any sort of period of my lifetime, there's been some kind of like transition. I don't stay places long often. Just
same
out of like necessity. I don't really like 2 years is pretty much the amount of time I stay at a job.
Yo, okay. This is gonna sound weird, but that's why I'm like kind of scared to get into a relationship, because I'm always like, because I crave novelty. Well, I want to stay with my husband. Like, am I going to get tired of him? Am I going to want to just, okay, we've been at this for 5 years, my dude. We got to.
So, I mean, I get it. That's also why I'm like,
oh my God.
I am
that
very
is so
okay
me.
with polygamy or polyamory for people that can set their rules and everybody can follow those rules and whatnot.
Would you be a polygamist?
Yes.
You lying.
Yeah.
I would have never pinned you for that. You're so loyal.
I am nominal. Yes.
What?
Polygamy. That means a commitment.
Yeah, bro, but
polygamy. But that's the thing. There's a rule set that we follow. Otherwise, it doesn't work at all.
Okay.
Same thing with monogamy.
Okay.
You could be single, not need to follow no rules, do something different every day. But if you're single with somebody else, monogamous, you have to follow some kind of rules.
Okay.
Right? You can be polyamorous, and that just means you do like being with, and not even just sex, but you like being with different people. That's really what that means.
Snap.
So not the same person. Maybe even the same person in a rotation of different people, but not the same person. I could be polygamous. I could be loyal to a set of different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be so crazy.
Yeah. I think like 3 total. I think if you had like a triangle of people, that was like.
I could not see you with so many people, bro. I couldn't see you with more than like 3 people.
No, I'm saying me with 2, because then, like you're saying, even craving novelty, you can still do that with 2 people.
I guess. I want someone to be fully on me, though. Like, when I tell you I need all the attention, And if I have to share that with someone else,
I definitely.
but your home is where you are, Tajay.
Yeah.
I am like, I'm different. I mean, home is where I am too, but like,
I get what you're saying.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're chill by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't mind your partner sleeping with your other part.
No.
You know what I mean?
Or
You'd
like
be chill.
legit,
No, I mean physically sleeping, not even like having sex. You don't mind. I need you in my bed every night.
They could go on a vacation.
You would probably send them off.
That's what I'm saying.
You would be like,
I'd be like, when y'all leaving? Friday? All right, word. I'll help you pack.
Yo, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, definitely.
That would work for you.
I'd be very cool with that. Just,
I could also see you being with one person though.
Yeah, but then again, it would have to be someone that doesn't get jealous. Not because then I would automatically have to have sex with everybody else, anybody else, or even one other person. It just means that I do not want someone who gets scared because they don't know how much I do or don't like them. Like, if I
think because men cheat so much, or people cheat so much, so it's easy to be like,
you can say that first one and just leave it there.
I have to be careful because
cheat, but like,
no, Tony wants to say men cheat, so I can't trust them. But I know that I can't make extreme statements like that without saying women, because women do cheat too.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Anybody can.
But trust me, niggas cheat. Like, on some other level, and they enjoy that shit. It's weird as fuck.
Here's why I'm not gonna here's why I'm never gonna defend men on being poor human beings to women in relationships. Not even just romantic ones, but relationships. I am of Jamaican descent.
Oh, y'all are the worst.
And you know what? Here's what's sad, homie.
Experience.
I could actually argue that we're not even as bad as we are. I could find competitors. I could find competition in the realm, even as bad as we are. So that's why you don't have to say women also cheat. It's like, bruh, men.
Y'all take the cake.
Men are winning at losing. Men are winning at losing.
All right, good one, Tajazul.
Yeah, I like this convo. The School of Rock. That was nice of you to send off Tony with a song.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Maybe you end up training some more clients around my way, or just more clients in general.
Yeah, that's the goal, homie.
And also with your fitness as well, a little bit more stability. Yeah, I get it.
We'll talk about that.
I'm trying about that too myself. All right, so you gotta go. I gotta chill out. Had a day off today.
Nice.
Without walking 12 miles. So
right.
I'm gonna lay down. See you guys later.
Peace.
Pass the
love.
Wait, education, peace, and love.
Education, peace, and love. Yeah. Pass the blunt.
Education, peace, and love.
Pass the
blunt. This is a song.
Education, peace, and love.
Pass the blunt. Education, peace, and love. There you go. We found it. That's gonna be the outro now. We found one. That's dope.
Yo, pay us. But for real, if you are enjoying these episodes, please subscribe and consider donating via Anchor.
Hey guys, remember to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell. And if you're really cool, review us on Apple Podcasts.